Wrestling sucks sometimes. Wrestling can be boring, it can be hard to watch, and sometimes I just want nothing to do with it. When that happens, I need to do something to bring myself back in. Maybe I'll put on one of my favorite matches in Ospreay vs. Danielson. Maybe I'll turn on one of my favorite promos, something that reminds me why I started watching. Because even though wrestling can burn you out, there's always something or someone that pulls you back in. Sometimes a wrestler's presence is enough to remind me what I enjoy about wrestling. Sometimes it's just a wrestler who makes you feel something again, someone whose energy is so genuine, so infectious that they remind you why you fell in love with wrestling in the first place. For me, one of those people is Willow Nightingale. Now, I don't have a big analysis here or some deep breakdown. I just think Willow's cool, and I want to talk about her.
Oh, and by the way, Daner Bronco Buster?
Yeah.
Where the hell did that come from?
Improv.
That was wonderful.
There's something special about Willow Nightingale. It's not just her matches, though she's had some bangers which we'll definitely talk about. It's her smile, her energy. When Willow's on my screen, wrestling feels fun again. Ever since coming into AEW, it has been clear that Willow is going to be an important part of the roster. No matter what AEW has asked her to do, she has always over-delivered. She's the kind of wrestler you can plug into any spot on the card and trust that the crowd will care, because they do, because she's made them care. And that might be the best part. It's never felt forced. AEW didn't have to manufacture Willow's popularity. The fans saw someone who felt genuine, someone who clearly loves wrestling, and they got behind her. She earned every bit of that support just by being herself. Willow has had a steady climb up the AEW ladder, with seemingly each passing month her star only growing. She started with some basic tag team matches, then moved up to the TBS Championship, where she showed she could hold a title and make it feel important. And then, most recently, she was a part of Anarchy in the Arena, which is just insane. You know, Anarchy in the Arena is chaotic, brutal, and historically dominated by AEW's top male stars, but there was Willow, right in the middle of it, showing everyone that she belonged. What made it even cooler was that AEW didn't treat her like a novelty in this match. She felt like a real, credible force among some of AEW's most dangerous wrestlers, like Jon Moxley. You know, this moment wasn't just about representation, though that absolutely does matter. It was about trust. AEW trusted Willow Nightingale to deliver in one of their most iconic match types, and of course, she did. She's the kind of wrestler who makes you feel like you're watching something that matters, you know? From Anarchy in the Arena to a random match on Collision. She just brings joy in the way she moves, the way she sells, the way she wrestles. More important than anything, she just feels real. There's a sincerity to Willow that's rare in wrestling. She's not trying too hard. She's not trying to fit a mold. She's just being herself, and it works. It's not a character, it's Willow. And when you see someone like that thrive, it makes wrestling feel alive again, and it reminds you that wrestling isn't just about titles or 5-star matches, it's about connection. It's about people like Willow Nightingale who show up and remind you why you ever cared about this sport to begin with. Now, I want to talk about wrestling soulmates. You know, wrestling soulmates are when two wrestlers get together and their chemistry is undeniable. Their styles complement one another, and every time they share the ring, something special happens. They bring out emotions, reactions, even storytelling beats that neither one could fully tap into on their own. A wrestling soulmate is someone who helps complete your narrative, whether you're standing beside them or across the ring from them. When it clicks, you feel it, and it stays with you. I bring this up because I feel like Willow already has multiple wrestling soulmates. First and most obvious, Chris Statlander. Pretty much everything I'm saying about Willow could be said for Statlander as well, because she's just as good. But when they're in the same ring together, they create magic. Their match from All Out last year is, no joke, one of my favorite matches of all time. You know, it was just brutal in a way we rarely see, not just in women's wrestling, but in all of wrestling in general. On top of that, Willow has incredible chemistry with Mercedes Moné as well. Every time they wrestle, it's just a banger, so Willow already has two wrestling soulmates, but the thing is, we haven't seen her go against some of AEW's top stars yet. Toni Storm, Jamie Hayter, Mina Shirakawa. I know she's wrestled them before, but I'm talking about a substantial feud with pay-per-view matches. Willow has been in AEW for so long and done so much, but there is still so much left for her to do. Sometimes I think we overcomplicate wrestling. We get caught up in things that just don't matter, and we forget what it feels like to just enjoy. To root for someone because they make you happy, because they give you hope, because they remind you of the joy this art form can bring. That's what Willow Nightingale is to me. She's not just a great wrestler, she's the kind of present that makes you want to believe again. Wrestling doesn't always have to be complicated. Sometimes it's as simple as seeing someone smile and wanting them to win. Sometimes it's about watching a wrestler be completely, unapologetically themselves and knowing that's enough. That's Willow Nightingale. She reminds me that wrestling can still be beautiful, that it can still be fun, that it can still matter, and more than anything, I just think she's cool.
Is there any special country you want to go to?
Wyoming.